Hello guys, let's see our next numerical. See, I'm telling you, just write down the numerical and observe what they given. This you have to do. Okay. So for a reaction, N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. Why I'm giving the same reaction every time? So you can have more clarity by doing the numericals by using the same. Okay. So that's why I'm giving. For a reaction, this N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. The rate of formation of NH3 is 1.7 kilogram per hour. Calculate rate of reaction of H2 in grams per second. So here it is very clear. Don't worry. Listen carefully. That's it. Okay. So with respect to ammonia given 1.7, but given kg, mole per liter we discussed, atmosphere we discussed. Now in terms of grams or kg, how to calculate, I'll tell you rate of reaction. So very important for us. Okay, it's a JEE question also. Okay, so 1.7 kg per hour. So write down that information first. What exactly given? Rate of reaction. D concentration of NH3 by dB. This they given. How much? It is equal to, just this only given, sir, 1 by 2, no, not taken, 1 by 2. Rate given means with respect to ammonia, without number of moles, I am telling you many times. Okay? Got it? So rate of reaction means everything. You have to compare both with the moles, here 1 by 2, here 1 by 3 like that. So D concentration of NH3 by dt, how much given? So here 1.7 kg per hour inverse given. Right. So let's see now. What is the D concentration of NH3 by dt? Because rate with respect to ammonia means this term only you have to consider. Don't get confused. Rate of reaction of other asking means both you have to compare with the moles. It is very clear. Excuse me. So here 1.7 kilogram, but asking in what? Grams. Okay, so convert that into grams. Kilograms into grams means into 10 power 3. Okay, so now in terms of grams, it is in hours. In seconds I want, because grams per second asking. So divided by 60, because 1 hour means 60 minutes. Okay. So here the question is grams per minute inverse. Sorry. So 60 minutes. So 60. So grams per minute inverse. Now, when asking in terms of grams for others, first you have to convert this rate with respect to ammonia in terms of moles. How to convert moles? Number of moles means what? Weight by gram molecular weight. What is the weight? 1.7 into 10 power 3 grams. Gram molecular weight of ammonia? 70. That you have to consider now. So what will be the D concentration of NH3 by dt is equal to 1.7 into 10 power 3 by, it is 17 into 60. 0.1. Right? It's a 10 power 2. So it is simply 10 by 6. Now mole second inverse. Minute inverse. Moles. So concentration means per liter also you can consider. So mole, liter inverse, and your minute inverse in terms of moles you was consider. Okay? Because you are taking per mole only, mole per liter. Concentration means mole per liter. So this will be D concentration of NH3 by dt. How much? 10 by 6. 10 by 6 means how much? 5 by 3. Okay. So you have D concentration of NH3 by dt, which is equals to 5 by 3. Now mole liter inverse not required, but rate units, that's mole liter inverse of minute inverse seconds. Got it? So now asking what is the rate with respect to H2? So rate of reaction asking. So now when providing some ammonia rate asking H2, definitely you have to compare. This is the most important thing for you. Got it? So what you have to do is D 1 by 3 D concentration of H2 by dt is equals to 1 by 2 D concentration of NH3 by dt. Actually for reactants we use minus, but you are not using. I told you already, for doing numericals you have no need to take minus. Why I am telling? By mistake you will leave that negative. If that negative option is there in options, it will be wrong for you. So what is the D concentration of H2 by dt is the question. So 1 by 3 you have to bring that side. Okay, so 3 by 2 into D concentration of NH3 by dt. Here you have D concentration of NH3 by dt is a 5 by 2. So here you can take 5 by 3. Now mole, liter inverse and minute inverse. Got it? So this 3 cancel. So D concentration of H2 by dt is equals to 5 by 2 mole, liter inverse and minute inverse. See here kg, liter inverse you can take, not a problem. Liter inverse how came, liter inverse how came, no need to study there. Getting what I am saying? So here you have 5 by 2 moles. 5 by 2 moles reacting. Of whom? H2. Reacting. In minute, per minute. But here moles, how many? 5 by 2 moles. 1 mole means how much? H2? 2 grams. So here why I am doing that one? Asking rate of H2 in grams per minute. So here 5 by 2 moles means 1 mole, 5 by 2 means 5 by 2 moles per minute. In terms of grams asking. So you have to multiply with 2 because 1 mole of H2 means how much? 2 grams. So 5 by 2 into 2. So it is now gram minute inverse, of course liter inverse. Right? So D concentration of H2 by dt is how much means 5 simply. 5. Very simple, sir. Grams converted to moles means divided by its gram molecular weight. Moles converted to grams means multiply with the gram molecular weight. This is the last and final. I am stressing this one. You have to keep it in your mind. Grams converted to moles means divided by gram molecular weight, because number of moles is equals to weight by gram molecular weight. Moles converted into weight means you have to multiply with number of moles into gram molecular weight, so that you will get weight or not. So I want weight. Then what to do? Number of moles into gram molecular weight. What is the gram molecular weight of H2? 2 moles. These many moles. Moles I want to convert into weight. So number of moles into gram molecular weight. Number of moles is 5 by 2. And for H2, what is the gram molecular weight? I want weight, sir. Weight is equals to number of moles into gram molecular weight. Gram molecular weight of H2 how much? 2. That's right. Here 5 by 2 into 2. I'm telling you, these all are unnecessary. But just for more clarity, I am doing all these things. Grams converted to moles means divided by gram molecular weight. Moles converted to grams means into gram molecular weight. That's it. Here divided by gram molecular weight. Here multiply with the gram molecular weight. That's it. Thank you. And we will discuss few more numericals after completion of factors affecting rate of reaction. The factors affecting rate of reaction. This topic will go very smoothly. It's a very simple also. Of course, I was given few factors how affecting the rate of reaction. but in our previous session. So some gap we had. So we have to understand more elaborately one by one. Okay, first one is nature of reactants. Nature of reactants or products. So nature is very important. So how they affect one by one, let's see. Okay, what type of reactants can increase or decrease the rate of reaction? Means how they affect. Okay, if the reactants are gaseous reactants are very fast. So the reactivity of gases is very much more than liquid than solid. So what I am trying to tell you here is, if the reactants are gases, then rate of reaction is very high, because gases are more random, so they can move freely. So gaseous reactants have more reactivity than liquid reactants, than solids. Solids are highly reactive, so the reactivity is too low. Getting what I am saying? And the second one is in this only, nature of reactants and products. And the second one, homogeneous. Homogeneous reactants are more reactive than heterogeneous. Means if the reactants are only one kind of phase, so they are more reactive. Means both reactants, suppose I was considered SO2 and O2. SO2 is gas, O2 is gas. So if both reactants are same kind, means they are in single phase. They are having one phase of a physical state. Like both are gases, both are liquids, like that. Homogeneous reactants are highly reactive. They have more rate of reaction. Correct? And in this, a third factor is surface area. Yes, surface area is directly proportional to rate of reaction. This is the third one, important. Nature of reactants and products. And when you are considering the container with reactants, if you have a more surface area, then products will be more. Means formation of products will be easy. So surface area is directly proportional to rate of reaction. So surface area for the reactants, if more, rate of reaction will be more. Okay, third one. Next, fourth one, which is D, is the chemical nature. Chemical nature. Chemical nature I was given already, but I'll tell you by using one simple thing. The rate of reaction is inversely proportional to stability. Stability of whom? Stability of reactants. Yes. If the reactants are highly stable, what's the need to react? Definitely rate of reaction will be low. Right? So rate of reaction is inversely proportional to stability of reactants. But here, rate of reaction, next thing, is directly proportional to stability of products. So we discussed four things in one, nature of reactants and products. One is gases are more reactive, I told you. If the gaseous reactants was taken, gaseous reactants can react easily and form products easily. That is the first thing. Homogeneous reactants are having more rate of reaction. Homogeneous means both particular reactants are having same kind of physical state. But third one, surface area is more, rate of reaction is more. And the fourth one is chemical nature. Nature in the sense what type of bonding they have. Okay, which are more stable? Reactants are more stable or products are more stable? I am considering reactants some particular and products are forming some particular. If the reactants what we consider are more stable, then the rate of reaction will be low. No, rate of reaction of products then will be more, sir. Then the stability of reactants are very less. So reactants are less stable, products are more stable. So that products are more stable means products can form easily. Some products which are going to form can have more stable than the reactants who are going to react. Got it clearly? So here I was written those two things very clearly here. So you have to write all these things. The rate of reaction is inversely proportional to stability of reactants, and the rate of reaction is directly proportional to stability of products. Got it? One thing over. And here only I'll tell you one more, the most important thing for you. Of course I was given already. If the reactants are more stable or less stable, how we can say means very simple. If the more number of bonds are there, they are highly stable. Suppose N2, N triple bond N. To break that one, it's required more energy, bond energy more required. So they are highly stable. They have to convert into products. But some are ionic, reactants are ionic, just exchange happen enough. So nature of bonding also important here. If the reactants are ionic, then rate of reaction will be more. I was given already some reaction, exchange reaction. Suppose NaCl plus AgNO3. Just simple exchange happen here. NaNO3 plus AgCl. This happens with a fast rate. Because there is no need to break the bond. There is no need to form a new bond. Simple attractions. Attractions are exchanging here. What happened? Na plus is combining with NO3 minus. Cl minus combines with Ag plus. Simple exchange of ions happened here. So ionic reactants are more reactive than if the reactants are covalent. So ionic reactants are more reactive or covalent reactants are more reactive, means suddenly ionic reactants are more reactive because there is no need to break the old bond and there is no need to form a new bond. Whereas covalent reactants, if you consider, old bond have to break, new bonds have to form. It takes some time. If the number of bonds increasing in the reactants, it will be slow somewhat. Getting what I am saying? Suppose AA plus BB gives rise to 2AB. It is somewhat moderate. Of course, we can consider slow. Right? Because why? Here, this AA bond have to break, BB bond have to break, and the bond, new bond have to form between AB. This is the next thing. And number one, ionic are more reactive, I said. And the second one is covalent. If the reactants, old bond have to break, new bond have to form. New bond have to form means it takes time. And the third one is if the reactants have more bond order. Bond order means number of bonds are more bond energy required. Some I am considering some X, double bond X plus Y, triple bond Y. So these have to form some XY bond, new bond. Suppose I am telling here the number of bonds are more bonds have to break here. So what I am trying to tell you is, if the reactants have triple bond, then the certain reactivity is definitely low because triple bond to break more energy is required. So number of bonds one factor, stability is one factor. So two factors here we have to consider. So to understand this nature of reactants and products, so here four things we have to understand. The fourth thing, the most important, ionic are more reactive than covalent. This we have to understand very clearly. But and our next thing is effect of concentration. This also you know. Okay, but more elaborately I'll tell you now. So what exactly concentration effect? So the second one is effect of concentration. Concentration of reactants. Not only concentration, pressure as well as volume. These also you can consider. So pressure and volume also affecting the rate of reaction. But so actually this I was given already. The rate of reaction was explained or given in law of mass action was given by Goldberg, and that expression we call rate expression or rate law. I was given that already. But so here for a reaction, suppose A plus B gives rise to products. For this, what is the rate law or rate expression? Rate law or rate R is proportional to product concentrations of reactants. Product concentrations of reactants. So I will write in terms of words. So rate of reaction is directly proportional to product concentration of reactants. But so here what exactly R? R is equals to, or R is proportional to product means into. R is proportional to concentration of A into concentration of B. Don't write sir, here plus is there, I will take plus. No, here into. Here what exactly here? Powers 1 1. Okay. About these powers I will tell you separately. That is called order of reaction. Sum of the powers of the concentration terms in rate law is called order of reaction. Just keep it in your mind. We will definitely discuss after these factors itself. But so here you can say R is equals to some constant K into concentration of A into concentration of B. This is called rate expression. For another reaction, let's see how to write this rate law expression. For a reaction, AA plus BB gives rise to products. For this, it's a very important for you, okay? So R is equals to K into concentration of A power A and concentration of B power B you can write. And this A and B can be different sometimes. That we will discuss in order of reaction clearly. Okay? So don't worry about that. So what is R? R is rate of reaction. Rate of reaction. We know this already. R is equals to, you can say dx by dt simply, or with respect to particular. In general you can say particular in the sense with respect to reactants or with respect to products you can say. So R is equals to K into concentration of A power X and concentration of B power B. I am telling you, don't take plus here. So here you have a plus, here plus, these are reacting, here the product. And this A and B can be changed because they are experimentally determined. Here because sometimes how much we take and that cannot react completely with what we take and sometimes. We discussed, you understood or not in previous, limiting reagent like that. Something will be excess. So how much we take and these are just for balancing. So these A and B can be vary sometimes. Here, these powers. Okay, here those some of the powers of the concentration terms only called order of reaction. So what exactly order of reaction? For this particular reaction, it is A plus B. Sometimes it can be vary, as I told you. It's very clear. But so you have a rate law. R is equals to K into concentration of A power A and concentration of B power B. So we have here, what is concentration? Concentration means number of moles by volume, right? And here you have one more. P is equals to CRT. From this, what you can have a relation? C is inversely proportional to volume. Concentration is inversely proportional to volume, right? Because if the volume increases, concentration decreases. Here what you can have a relation, pressure is directly proportional to concentration. So from this, how you can relate rate of reaction simply? R you can relate. R when increase. R increases means, or you can say concentration suppose increases, or pressure increases, or volume decreases, then rate of reaction increases. This is a very, very important thing for you. See, because here you have rate of reaction is directly proportional to the product concentration of reactants. So concentration of reactants increases, then rate of reaction increases. So concentration increases, so that pressure can increase, because pressure is directly proportional to concentration. Concentration increases, pressure increases. If concentration increases, volume what happens? Decreases, because concentration is inversely proportional to volume. But for a reaction, sir, how we can say here means concentration and rate relation, or pressure and rate relation, or volume and rate relation. How to say means based on the rate law. That is very, very important. Very clear? So here, this is the last and final time I am telling you. Concentration increases, so pressure can increase. Or volume decreases, then rate of reaction increases. This is very clear. I will explain by using one small example for you. Okay? So this is about effect of concentration. Of course we discussed, but I am giving here pressure relation as well as volume relation. That's a very important thing. Okay, see, let's see one reaction. Some 2A gives rise to products. Why like this? Simply R is equals to K into some concentration power 2. Simply. Or in another case, R is equals to K into concentration power 1. And the third case, R is equals to K into concentration power 3. Or this is 1 and this is 2 and that's 3. So those powers what we have is the order of reaction. Here 1 is the order of reaction. So first order reaction is. It's 2, it's the second order. Here what happens if concentration double? Rate will be double itself, because power 1 only you have. So if concentration was doubled, if concentration doubled here, then rate will be rate also doubled only. Why? Because R is equals to K into concentration power 1. Suppose concentration doubled, multiply with 2. So here you will get 2 only. Because into 2, concentration into 2. Right? Here you can say one more thing. Volume. Volume increases 2 times. Increases twice. Then rate what happens? Then rate become half. Rate become half. Why? Concentration and volume are inversely proportional. If volume twice for this reaction, then rate become half. Because R is equals to K into concentration power 1. Because 1 by volume. So 1 by 2 into V. Because moles per volume, moles not changing, volume increased. Here what happened? R is equals to K into number of moles by 2 into volume. Volume was doubled. So R is equals to 1 by 2 into K into number of moles by volume. So rate happened. Rate what happened? Half. Rate became half. So here concentration double, rate also doubled. Volume doubled. Then rate become half here. You can apply the same here. Right? So same thing here. Pressure also same. If I am talking about concentration, means I am also talking about pressure itself. because pressure is directly proportional to concentration. That's why I was not given concentration here. Correct. Now let's see here. What is the concentration effect for this particular rate expression? Sir, how this will come, sir? They will give there is a second order reaction or first order reaction, because on paper you cannot say whether that is first order or second order. Nothing they mention means you can consider the number of moles as order. If they mention, you have to take first order, okay, power 1, second order, okay, power 2. Like that you have to mention. Very clear? Here suppose if concentration was doubled, concentration become twice, concentration here doubled, then what happen? Rate of reaction will become 4 times. Rate will become how many times here? 4 times. Why rate will be 4 times? Because R is equals to K into 2 into concentration power 2. 2 square, 4. Getting what I am saying? So, if concentration double, then rate will become 4 times. Got it clearly? So, here the second thing we have to discuss, volume. If volume increase twice here, volume increase by 2 times. If volume increase by 2 times, then rate will become how many times? 4 times. R by 4, 4 times decrease. Then rate will decrease by how many times? 4 times here. Why? R is equals to same manner, K into N by V. Here N by V whole square. It is volume twice. So 1 by 2V power 2. Okay. So 1 by 4. So rate will become decrease by 4 times. Decrease. Here increase. Sorry. Here become half. Here decrease by 4 times. Here increase. Concentration increase, rate increase. Concentration increase, rate increase. But volume increase, rate decrease. Volume increase, rate decrease. Here power 2 you have. So if volume increase by 2 times, then rate will be decreased by 4 times. Here same manner, sir. If concentration double, then 2 power 3, it will be 2 cube. 2 cube means 8. So 8 times here. So R is equals, if concentration doubled, then what you can say? Then only one thing I write. R is equals to K into concentration. 2 into concentration. Particular concentration I was doubled. So power 3. So R is equals to 2 power 3 into concentration. Some K into concentration power 3. So R is equals to 8 into K into concentration power 3. So rate become how many times? Therefore rate increase by 8 times. Same you can relate for volume also. Can you relate? Thank you. These are very important. They will give a series like this by giving rate expression. Rate at the time 10 minutes or 20 minutes, 30 minutes, the rate of A increase like this, decrease like this, 3 times, 4 times, what is the order, like that, those kind of questions they will ask you. Me also will explain, okay, in our next classes. Okay, thank you.